These visuals that you are seeing on the screen are from the restive Sindh province of Pakistan, a province that has been rocked with protests. Protesters are clashing violently with the state forces over grievances rooted in water rights, land ownership, and political marginalization. The immediate trigger this time around for the violent clashes is the controversial Indus Canal project, which locals fear will divert essential water to Punjab, worsening drought in Sindh. Adding fuel to the fire is corporate farming, where over 52,000 acres have been handed over to an army-backed company, displacing local farmers and enriching the military elite. For those who are not aware, Pakistani army owns over 12% of the total land in Pakistan, with 2/3 of that land belonging to the senior officers. The Pakistani state's violent crackdown, including the killing of protesters and torching of infrastructure, has intensified anger, with nationalist slogans calling for Sindhudesh, an independent Sindhi state, echoing through the streets. Long-standing resentment stems from Punjabi dominance in Pakistan's political, military, and economic systems, coupled with cultural erasure, human rights violations, and enforced disappearances. As separatist sentiments grow, some fear Pakistan could fracture, with Sindh's strategic, economic, and historical significance making its potential secession an existential threat to the nation's unity. During the recent clashes, the police opened fire on the protesters, killing 2 and injuring many. During the clashes, an angry mob torched the house of Sindh Home Minister Zail Hassan Lanjar in Moro town of Norshiro Feroz district. The protesters also blocked highways and torched trucks and tankers, disabling the critical trade route to Karachi port. What was once a silent whisper has now turned into an open revolt against the Pakistani establishment. Sindh is already facing drought conditions, and Sindhis fear the diversion of water will only worsen the water scarcity and destroy livelihoods in Sindh. Millions of people in Sindh, especially farmers, depend on the Indus for agriculture, making the water shortage an acute existential threat for the Sindhis. Sindh is a lower riparian state in Pakistan and receives less than its fair share of the Indus water, while Punjab, the upper riparian state and home to most of the military elite in Pakistan, receives more than its fair share of the Indus waters. The sharing of Indus River water among Pakistan's provinces is governed by the Water Apportionment Accord of 1991. According to that accord, Punjab is supposed to get 56% and Sindh 49% of the total available water in the Indus River. But Sindh frequently reports receiving less than its allocated share, impacting its agriculture and economy. Locals feel that the lands that is being allocated to the army-backed corporation should be allocated to the local landless farmers instead to support local communities. The company in question here, which has received 52,000 acres of land from the Sindh government, is Green Corporate Initiative Private Limited, a company fully owned and operated by the Pakistani Army. 99% of its shares are held through a nominee, Major General Shahid Nazir. The projects are structured to give the army-backed company long-term access to vast tracts of land with the stated aim of agricultural modernization. Local communities and nationalist parties in Sindh see this as land grab by the Pakistan military besides denial of their rights as locals. The activities of the Pakistani army have led to an increase in demand for Sindhudesh in the Sindh province. Locals of the Sindh province recently stopped a convoy of the Pakistani army and questioned the army on camera, calling them the enemy of the Sindhi people. They also shouted slogans saying that after the creation of Bangladesh, now it's time to create Sindhudesh. Atrocities in Sindh started soon after the partition of India to create an Islamic state called Pakistan in 1947. In the partition, the Sindh province was allotted to Pakistan. During and after the partition, the minority Hindu community in Sindh faced violence, threats, and pressure to convert to Islam. Hindu women in Sindh faced widespread violence, being subjected to rape, abduction, and other forms of Zul violence. Around 770,000 Sindhi Hindus migrated to India to escape the atrocities. They were forced to leave their ancestral land, homes and wealth behind. Those Hindus who remained in Sindh became a small and marginalized minority that continues to face discrimination, violence, and abductions. That's one harsh reality that the Hindu minorities in Sindh continue to face. Sindhi nationalists say that the structuring of Pakistan is such that the Punjabis get maximum benefits from the resources of Pakistan. Punjab has the largest seats in Pakistan's National Assembly, which is the lower house of Pakistan's parliament. This allows Punjabis to decisively influence federal politics and government formation. Most prime ministers, top bureaucrats and military leaders have historically come from Punjab, reinforcing Punjab's grip on national power. The majority of army chiefs in recent decades have been of Punjabi origin. The military leadership of Pakistan is closely tied to Punjab's political elite, leading to a Punjabi dominance in the military, bureaucracy and everywhere else. Educational attainment and access to top universities are higher in Punjab compared to other provinces of Pakistan. Hence, most jobs go to the Punjabis in Pakistan. Then, there are language and identity issues as well. Sindhis feel that the imposition of Urdu as the national language and the downgrading of Sindhi language's stature has led to their cultural erasure and loss of identity. Punjabi culture and language are strongly represented in the national media and identity, sidelining the cultures of smaller provinces. This Punjabi dominance has led to resentment and feelings of marginalization in provinces like Sindh, Balochistan, and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, fueling separatist and nationalist movements. The demand for Sindhudesh, or a separate homeland for Sindhis, began in 1960s. It was primarily led by pivotal figures of the movement G.M. Syed and Pir Ali Muhammad Rashdi. G.M. Syed formally proposed the idea of an independent Sindhudesh in 1972 and founded the Jai Sindh Mahas to promote Sindhi nationalism and autonomy. Initially, the movement's demands ranged from greater political, economic, and cultural rights for Sindhi people to outright secession from Pakistan. But the movement gained momentum in 1971 after the breakup of Pakistan and creation of Bangladesh. That inspired Sindhi nationalists to seek a similar path. In the 1980s, there were open confrontations between Sindhi nationalists and the Pakistani state, especially during General Zia-ul Haq's regime, but these were suppressed by force. The movement for a separate Sindhudesh has persisted, leading to protests and strikes against demographic changes, resource exploitation, and projects like the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. Rampant human rights violations by the Pakistani military, such as enforced disappearances, forced conversions to Islam, sexual violence, abductions, torture, political repression, have all contributed to unrest in the Sindh province. Experts feel that Pakistan could break up into multiple parts due to such internal crisis. Sindh is the biggest contributor to Pakistan's economic and agricultural output, and breaking away of the Sindh province will have a huge impact on Pakistan. Do you think Pakistan would break down into separate countries very soon, as experts say, or do you think Pakistan's favorite ally and all-weather friend, the United States and China respectively, will bail out Pakistan once again? Let us know in comments.